Another comparison that we've been talking about it a bit, the Note Air 3C. Here it is. Let's get it back up. One thing straight away, a fingerprint scanner. Now you can see here for a start, we have a screen with a front light and a screen without. We have a black and white screen and we have a color screen. You see it's a lot lighter, so that's going to be an obvious thing that you're going to notice straight away. But you can, of course, turn up the front light pretty much off. I'm running this off at the minute because I know that it's draining quite a lot of battery, but just to kind of match it up and be more attractive for you on screen, I'm going to run it on. And when I turn it on, it's when I want to look at something that's got some color and it looked really nice on there. This, however, no front light at all. Just getting around the device, let's have a little look. You could see probably it's quite a bit quicker here on the Boox device in general. And screen response, yeah, it's definitely quicker on the Note F3C. It is quicker. There's just no denying it. It's the same technology, but this has a faster set of processors in it. But what I think is you need to weigh up what kind of device you want here. Do you want an Eink device, which is a bit of an do everything? Do you want something that is going to sit in your personal or your professional life, or both? What job is it going to do when it gets into your personal or your professional life? Is it going to be something mainly for reading? Because you've seen you can read Kindle on both of these. You can read PDFs and other EPUBs and things like that on both of these. But maybe it's a device for reading professional literature, in which case you'll probably be wanting a larger screen for that. Maybe it's a device which is for reading fiction. You'll get away with this. Maybe it's a device for reading books that are intended to be at this sort of size, even if they are professional literature. Really ask yourself, what do you want in an Eink device? Because they are really quite different at this point. And I think really the more pertinent comparison for this is the iPad, really. And I think that's a really important thing to say. I've just been asked, can you do PDF markup? Absolutely, you can. So if I go back into my contents, see how nice it is now that I can find things. I know I've linked it in my content. So this is a PDF. This is the PDF manual. And yeah, I can, yeah. Is it as well created and well sort of conceived as the Boox Neo Reader? I'm not entirely certain. It's good. And what I've done there, did you see the little parentheses that I drew? That puts them into my digest. Do you see it? Yeah. Now you can see I've got two things that I've highlighted in there. And whether I can actually make any notes on those. So if I go back to, I could have instantly gone last open document there as well. Can I do anything with that parenthesis now? More on the PDF markup function. I didn't want to go into depth on it today. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can add notes. So I can add notes into that as well and keep that whole list there. And then that will be in my digest. You can see there it is, look. So I think that's really quite good. However, this goes a little bit deeper because what I can do if I highlight some text on here, I can highlight it with a different color and then it will go into my whole contents page here. But they will be sorted by color when I use different colors to actually highlight those. And I can also click on those highlights and I can add a note as well in there as well. Either a handwritten note or a text note as well. So I think it goes a little bit deeper. This is more personal notes and things like this. This is more in-depth. If you're someone who needs to do some really in-depth study, then the color is going to be really useful as well. I'm not entirely sure what that export looks like. Should we have a little look? So go back to the manual. What are my export options? Handwriting. Pages with annotations, look. So I can just export just the pages that I've been writing on, which I think that's a bit of a no-brainer really. That sounds like the thing that I would want to be able to do. You can customize there exactly what pages you want to export as well. So they will come with my annotations on top there as a new PDF, I think. Cool. So there's really good things as well, and people answering one of those questions as well. Yeah, digest is excellent. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. Incorporate the bookmark field with the books. Yeah, this is the reason to do it. So you're talking about using the whole table of contents thing there. So yeah, bookmarks here you've got. And in the contents, what you can't do is you can't change the table of contents here. This is the PDF table of contents. There's no way for me to personally edit the PDF table of contents on Boox, but I can add my own bookmarks. And essentially, I use my annotations, my handwriting really like bookmarks. And whenever I'm reading, I'm just making some annotations, my scribbles, and then if I need to, I'll export all of the pages that I've written on as a new PDF, essentially. So I think that hopefully that helps you kind of get an overview there. I think that This has the more and deeper functionality, whereas this has the more sort of intuitive, and they've considered the workflow that they think that you're going to be best with. And it's not just them, they've considered that with help of their community, with help of their users. They've really thought long and hard about using the device for annotations and learning, and they've done a really good job of that. There's a difficult decision there. And it will be an even more difficult decision when we get the A5X2 as well to have a little look at as well. Incidentally, if you're thinking, is there ever going to be a color Supernote? They've pretty much ruled that out as well currently. Just like they've ruled out the front light. So if you're hanging on for that, you might be hanging on for the whole technology to change as well. Absolutely, yeah. So the Supernote, the best software for notes. Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful software for notes, and Boox covers any productivity work. A5X and Note is so good. It does so much very well, but it's actually lopsided. I prefer the Supernote, which is crazy. Yeah, interesting. It's much easier to organize Supernote notes. Yeah, I think the notes, wonderful for Supernote, isn't it? It is what it is. As far as the info is out, what will the A5X have that the 3C lacks? The Note Air 3C has it all, but what it doesn't have is, once you get used to it, an intuitive way of working with notes and that kind of note-taking structure that is singular to Supernote. There's a few other sort of pros really, but if you want the feature set, go for the Boox. No doubt about it. If a large set of features is what you want, go for Boox. If a device which is lovely to use, quite straightforward to use once you get your head around it, very tailored, very focused for notes, go for Supernote. If you need something that's super easy and still focused for notes but doesn't have all of the features, it's just a replacement for your notebooks, go for Remarkable, or indeed go for Kindle. If you want an excellent reader but it's important that you can write on your Eink tablet as well, then go for the Kindle Scribe and go jump into that with confidence, because it's so much cheaper than the other ones as well. It will be definitely better to have the ceramic nib. There's no doubt in my mind at all. Ceramic nibs for the win.